You know, certain successful people don't waste time on sleep. Business magnate Richard Branson sleeps for 5 hours a night, while the director of Amazon, Indra Nooyi, prefers to keep it at 4 hours. Maybe that's one of the secrets to their tremendous success. Well, I decided to test this theory out, but to take it to the next level, just 2 hours of sleep a day, y'all. But let's go back to the day my experiment began. I've always been that person who starts the second project before finishing the first one. And everything seemed good till I realized that I'm simply drowning in all the responsibilities I've got. Okay, I don't want to drop anything, so what should I do? After loads of thinking, I decided that I just needed more time, so why not reduce my sleeping hours? I'm a happy early bird, which is a rare combo by the way. Plus, I already sleep for 6 hours on my best days and feel completely fine. So, after a weekend of resting, the challenge was on, and here's how it all went down. Monday. Instead of trying to fall asleep during the night, I decided to break my 2 hours of sleep into small naps. 10 minutes is too short, so I went for 20-minute naps. Thankfully, my boss and work environment allowed me to go on with this crazy experiment. And to my surprise, day 1 wasn't that bad. In my nightmares, I saw myself drinking numerous cups of coffee but still feeling exhausted. But in reality, my improvised nap system turned out to be a gem. I fell asleep immediately and woke up feeling somewhat rested, focused, and ready to go. Good. I guess the rest of the experiment is going to be a piece of cake, huh? Tuesday. Turned out life can't always be this sweet, and day 2 of my experiment was way less glorious. When you haven't slept through the night like a normal person, your desire to go to work and get things done instantly decreases. So on Tuesday, my productivity was far from perfect. I completed only a couple of tasks from my to-do list, handled my usual responsibilities, and couldn't wait for the next nap break. However, there was a small ray of sunshine in my slowly growing depression. Somehow, my mind stayed sharp and focused. I learned new information way faster and came up with unpredictable and cool solutions every 5 minutes. And it felt amazing. Wednesday. Day 3 went by just like day 2. The world around me was a gray blur and I felt like a zombie. My productivity went up though. I had so much time on my hands that I had already finished my old projects and had awesome ideas for new ones. The only thing that was bringing me down was my emotional state. Of course, I did what I had to do, and somehow did it pretty well, but I didn't feel anything at all. And this hurt my relationships big time. I didn't really want to see anybody, even small talk started to become a challenge. But I'm a true optimist, so I just hoped that my experiment would get easier as the week continued. Thursday. Thursday was a breaking point for me. I guess my system kinda got used to my crazy new schedule and made my naps a bit more satisfying. Now I felt like I was asleep for about an hour as opposed to just 5 minutes. I know, it's not much, but this is a huge step forward when you're sleeping for only 2 hours a day. Another thing that made me feel better was my newly established routine. No more free hours pacing around the room with no idea what to do. Now I had to-do list time, reading time, training time, meditation time, and many other awesome activities. I started to feel a little bit more alive, but the tiredness didn't go anywhere, and I had 3 more days to go. Friday. After a tolerable Thursday, Friday took me right back to my depression. My experiment stopped being fun and edgy and turned into a monotonous cycle. Every day was Groundhog Day, and I started to feel like I was losing my mind. My appearance said it all. My eyes took on a look of eternal misery, with massive bags forming under them, and my skin started to look grayish. My work productivity also went downhill. Yes, in the last 4 days I accomplished more than in the last 2 weeks, but all of it lacked soul. What I loved to do for a living turned into something mechanical and boring. And this was the point when I started to doubt my experiment. Maybe 5 days is enough? Okay, I guess I can do 1 more day. Saturday. Finally a day off. Now that I've done everything I wanted and more, I decided to let myself relax for a weekend. Not a good idea. I rode my bike, I went hiking, I took a walk in the park, even went to a small concert in the evening, and still had tons of spare time. With my work out of the picture, I had absolutely no idea what to do. Time went as slowly as it possibly could. 10 minutes felt like an hour, and I started to get more and more sleepy. When I finally met with my friends in the afternoon, who got pretty worried about me by the way, and told them about my experiment, one of them asked me a simple question: why? And I suddenly realized that I had no answer. I finished all the work tasks I intended to, so what more do I want? I guess I just wanted to prove to myself that I have enough willpower to go on with this experiment for a whole week, and tomorrow was the final day. Sunday. To be honest, the final day never actually happened. At 2 a.m. on Sunday, I fell asleep for my usual nap, but my alarm didn't go off. I woke up only at 2 p.m., feeling the best I've ever felt. Yep, I kind of failed my experiment, but the world around me turned colorful again. I felt alive, well-rested, and inspired to go out there and enjoy myself. And on this bittersweet note, my insane challenge was finally over. To be honest, looking back now, I realize that it wasn't that bad and I'll remember it forever. But the results of this experiment definitely weren't that cool. Yeah, I did my whole list of tasks for a month in just 5 days, but I was so exhausted that I couldn't give it my best. As a result, I had to redo a lot of things all over again. My appearance and health were the bigger problem though. I started looking way older than I actually am, and gained a couple of pounds, even though I exercised every single day. I even had a terrible headache in the middle of my experiment. But thankfully, all these symptoms went away as I started to sleep normally again. And you already know about my social life. When you have no energy whatsoever, communication seems impossible. So I definitely wouldn't recommend following my footsteps to anybody. Trust me, you don't need it. Sleeping is fuel for your system, so don't take it away. So, have you ever experimented with your sleeping pattern? Tell me your story in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe to always stay on the bright side of life.